The Dyson V9 Motorbar is marketed as a lightweight, powerful cordless vacuum. But marketing doesn't clean floors. So instead of just reading spec sheets, I put it through some real-world tests I use on every vacuum I review. Hard floor tests, carpet tests, hair wrap tests, runtime tests, and the things no product page ever talks about. But here's the question. Is the Dyson V9 Motorbar actually good in real homes? Or is it just surviving on the Dyson name? I bought it and tested it to find out. Here's how it really performs. Before we get into the tests, let's set expectations. The V9 Motorbar is Dyson's lightest full-size cordless stick vacuum, more than a pound lighter than a V12 Detect. And when I say full-size, I don't mean marketing language. I mean real cleaning ability, enough power and brush agitation to handle both hard floors and carpet. Dyson does make lighter models like the Omni-Glide and Micro, but those are hard floor only vacuums. They don't use a standard brush roll, and they're not built for carpet. The V9 Motorbar is different. It's meant to be lightweight without giving up versatility. The V9 Motorbar I purchased from Amazon comes with a single floor head, the Motorbar nozzle. And compared to the standard nozzle on the V12 Detect, this one actually includes a few meaningful upgrades. The first thing you'll notice is the set of combs positioned behind a brush roll. These are designed to actively untangle hair as it wraps, instead of letting it build up. Underneath, it uses the same rubber flap design found on the V8 nozzle, paired with a chunky brush that helps pick up dirt. Out of the box, you also get 3 handheld tools: a crevice tool, a combination tool, and Dyson's hair screw tool, which does an excellent job at resisting hair tangles. Another area where the V9 differentiates itself is the screen. Unlike the V12 and V15, which feature Dyson's piezo sensor readouts, the V9's LCD is much more basic. It shows remaining runtime and power mode, similar to what you'll see on the V11, with one key difference. The V9 is noticeably lighter. Like the V11, the V9 uses a trigger-style control, so the vacuum only runs while you're actively squeezing it. It also keeps the same horizontally aligned dustbin design as the V11, but with a smaller capacity, 0.35 liters, matching the V12. This smaller dustbin is one of the trade-offs you make to keep the vacuum this lightweight. Below the screen, there's a single button that lets you toggle between 3 power modes. And finally, the battery is removable, which makes replacements easy and gives you the option to extend runtime by swapping in a spare. One of the first things I was curious about with the V9 Motorbar was its power. Dyson rates it at 100 air watts, which is on the lower end of their lineup. So I put it through my standard suction and airflow tests. In suction, the V9 scored among the lowest of the Dyson models I tested. It measured around 12 pounds of water lift in the unsealed test and about 40 pounds in the sealed test. That puts it much closer to Dyson's ultra-lightweight models such as the Omni-Glide and Micro than to full-size options like the V10, V11, or V12. The airflow results told the same story. The V9 ranked near the bottom among Dyson's cordless lineup in this test. It did outperform a few smaller models like the Micro, but at the nozzle, it clearly trails other full-size Dyson vacuums. Next, let's move on to cleaning performance, where I tested how well the V9 Motorbar handles a range of real-world debris. That includes Quaker Oats, quinoa, pet litter, coffee grounds, sand, and hair, tested across both hard floors and carpet. Despite its low power numbers, the V9 delivered excellent results in surface debris pickup. On both surfaces, it scored near perfect results, approaching 100% pickup in most tests. Even in the sand on hard floor test, which is one of my toughest benchmarks for cordless vacuums, the V9 averaged a 99.9% pickup rate. That's an outstanding result for a lightweight stick vacuum. That said, the Motorbar nozzle isn't as efficient as a dedicated soft roller. For heavier debris such as sand, you'll need to use at least the middle power setting to achieve those results. On carpet, the performance was strong across the board. Heavier debris such as pet litter requires the middle or max setting. I did notice some pet litter left behind after the first pass, but after a few additional passes, the V9 picked up nearly all of it. Edge cleaning followed a similar pattern. It took only a few passes to clear debris along the edges. But once again, you'll need to use the middle or max setting to pick up dirt on the edges. Next, let's move on into the deep cleaning test. For this experiment, I rubbed 100 grams of sand into mid-pile carpet and measured how much the V9 could extract. On average, it picked up 90.15% of embedded sand in 2 tests. That's an above average result for a cordless vacuum. But compared to Dyson's other full-size models, it ranks at the bottom of the group. While the V9 has enough agitation to loosen debris, it doesn't move as much air through the carpet as larger Dyson models do, which limits its deep cleaning performance. Next, I tested hair wrap resistance. I used hair lengths of 5, 7, 9, 11, and 12 inches to see how well the V9 could pick up without excessive wrapping. On hard floors, the results were excellent. The V9 achieved 100% pickup in 5, 7, and 9-inch tests, and nearly 100% in the 11 and 12-inch tests. On carpet, it did well, at least with shorter strands, with 100% pickup in the 5, 7, and 9-inch tests. However, with 11-inch hair, pickup dropped to just 49%, as longer strands wrap heavily around the brush roll. Overall, these results show that the V9's comb system is effective at untangling most hair lengths, but limited airflow becomes a factor when dealing with extremely long hair on carpet. One issue with the V9's extremely small dustbin is that hair gets stuck in the inner walls. You'll need to use your fingers to take it out, which can get messy. Dyson says that the V9 will run for up to 40 minutes, so I tested if this claim is accurate by running it from a full charge to empty, with and without the nozzle. And the V9 exceeded this claim, at least without the nozzle, running for 48 minutes and 30 seconds before power running out. With the nozzle, that number drops to just under 39 minutes, which is decent for a lightweight stick vacuum. In the middle setting, which is a setting you'll most often use, it will run between 24 and 29 minutes. Good enough for a small-sized home with minimal recharging. The Dyson V9 passed the fog test with no visible leaks, indicating a good seal that prevents fog from escaping the exhaust or dustbin. Lastly, we'll look at the noise levels, where I use a sound meter right beside the vacuum to check noise levels. The V9 is a loud vacuum, registering between 72 and 81.9 decibels, which is louder than the V12 Detect and one of the noisier Dyson options. So is the Dyson V9 worth the premium price? That depends on why you're purchasing it. If you're looking for a lightweight stick vacuum for a small apartment with mostly carpet, I have no problem recommending it. Its lightweight body and compact size is perfect inside small homes. If you have pets, the hair screw tool is perfect for cleaning hair on upholstery without messy wraps on the brush roll. But it's not my first recommendation, since there are other brands that offer more features and clean as well for less. Now, if Dyson would add a soft roller attachment, something similar to the V8, then its price point would be far more attractive. Yes, it achieved high scores in all surface debris experiments, but the Motorbar nozzle isn't as efficient on hard floors as on carpet. And there's potential for scratching the hardwood since it doesn't have much padding underneath. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, which helps it reach more consumers looking for vacuum reviews. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when I publish new videos like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.